kóros folyamatoknak.
For an examination of pathological processes, we now have appropriate radioisotope diagnostic methods. Regarding public health, the occurrence of cancer and cardiovascular diseases is significant. In our daily routine, we predominantly focus on the examination of oncological and cardiological diseases. It describes precisely the pathological conditions we should treat, and this is what we consider its key strength, power, and future. Nuclear medicine is indispensable. The Institute of Isotopes Company Limited is committed to curing patients with cancer.
Welcome to the Institute of Isotopes Company Limited. I would like to introduce our company's past, present and future.
The appropriate quality management system enables the company to grow dynamically. Its primary aim is to strengthen its international recognition, maintaining also a leading position in the domestic market through balanced and sound operation. Within nuclear medicine, the physiological imaging modalities represent one of the best opportunities to examine the human body and its pathological processes with radioactive materials and offers solutions to treat and improve the quality of life for patients. The Radiopharmaceutical Business Unit operates clean rooms authorized to handle high radioactivities. It has several decades of experience in the field of manufacturing and developing radiopharmaceuticals for clinical trials. Pharmaceutical production, validation of processes, and analytical methods development is supervised by highly qualified and committed specialists. Cold kits labelled with isotope used for imaging diagnostics are prepared in the clean room, starting with the preparation of bulk solution, filtered and filled into vials aseptically. The vials are stoppered partially to let the water evaporate in the freeze-drying machine in a 20 to 22-hour process with fully automated control and online monitoring. The vials are automatically stoppered within the machine as the final step of the process. The vials are crimped with green caps, placed in quarantine until the microbiological and chemical examinations are accomplished and released by the qualified person. Quality control is performed by up-to-date, qualified instrumental equipment in compliance with registration standards. When used in hospitals, the manufactured kits are labelled with radioactive isotopes and administered to the patients. The adequate equipment, cameras, can convert the functioning of human organs into visual images. For the manufacturing of radiopharmaceuticals, special conditions are needed. The products are prepared in hot cells in compliance with good manufacturing practice in the pharma industry. Manufacturing process is managed by operators using manipulators. Safe manufacturing is ensured by a new, up-to-date 4-compartment cam-fill filter system, and a continuously monitored exhaust system ensures the safe and environmental-friendly operation. The iodine-131 is produced in the largest volumes. The Thyrotop D capsule is suitable for thyroid gland diagnostics. The Thyrotop therapeutic capsule, which is personalized according to the diagnostic results, is effective in thyroid gland tumor treatment. The iodine-131 MIBG injection localizes the neuroendocrine tumors for diagnostics and in higher dose enables therapy. They have decades of experience in producing neutron-irradiated radioisotopes and drug substances prepared for therapy. They have developed many freeze-dried products. These products, labeled with beta radiation isotopes, are easily prepared therapeutic injections in the nuclear medicine departments of hospitals. The extreme pain caused by bone metastasis can be relieved effectively by samarium-153 or yttrium-90 multibone injection. Chronic arthritis can be cured successfully by the holmium-166 Synafit suspension intra-articular injection. Quality control routine is performed by well-trained, committed technicians with up-to-date, qualified tools. The production area can be left only through the radiation monitoring gate. This protects the staff and the environment. The rapid and accurate method for the detection of Helicobacter pylori is non-invasive and comfortable for patients. The Helicobacter pylori in the human body transforms carbon-14 into carbon dioxide and can be easily detected by a breath test. The capsule is produced here. Following blood collection, the quick detection and identification of diseases is carried out with the help of different reagents in laboratories. With the immunoassay method, very small quantities of substances can be detected from the blood. The production of these reagent kits is one of the most important tasks of this business unit. The applied RIA method is based on the idea of a Nobel Prize winner. Preparation of coated tubes is a one-week process. Different solutions must be administered every day with an appropriate machine. A special material has to be applied to the inner side of the plastic tubes, which is able to bind biotin-containing compounds. This special material is streptavidin. Since these tubes are used in diagnostic kits in healthcare, their quality control is essential. The coated tubes must be protected against moisture and dust. Therefore, they are hermetically sealed. In vitro diagnostic tests are based on tracers that use isotope technique. Biomolecules attached to radioactive isotopes detecting hormones, proteins and peptides with high sensitivity are important in studying disease. To produce high-quality tracers, sufficiently pure labeled material is needed. During the labeling process, the radioactive isotope is chemically bound to the molecule. As many impurities are present or formed in the reaction mixture that adversely affects the quality of the labeled material, a purification step is needed during the manufacturing process. The tracers are purified by chromatographic methods. The inactive liquid phase component of the kits is dispensed in the clean room. Here, such conditions have to be maintained that protect both the staff and the products from possible microbiological contamination. This can be achieved by installing the appropriate working environment and by complying with personal hygiene standards and rules laid down in the operational standards. In the dressing room, operators change their clothes, shoes, and put on face masks and hairnets. The materials and equipment are transferred to the operation area through airlock following a preliminary disinfection. Dispensing and stoppering of the vials takes place here. Lyophilization, also called freeze-drying, is a dehydration process that ensures the long-term conservation of pharmaceutical and food products. Lyophilization is the most advanced and the gentlest drying method, preserving the biological activity of sensitive materials. Lyophilized products can be quickly and easily reconstituted. The business unit lyophilizes numerous materials. In this way, the stability of sensitive components can be guaranteed until they are used. Recently, a high degree of automation took place in clinical laboratories. The aim was to reduce labor costs, to increase the number of measurements performed during a given period of time, and to improve the repeatability and reproducibility of the measurements. The business unit develops and manufactures kits to be processed automatically. After placing the reagents, samples, and test tubes into the measuring device, the automat pipettes according to the selected protocols forwards the test tubes to the incubator, and they go through a washing station before finally arriving at the gamma counter. The results are received after an automatic evaluation. The final stage of production is the packaging of the kits. Hundreds of pieces are made from more than 80 types of kits each day. The components of the kits are stored in cold storage rooms at different temperatures until their packaging. The most important part of packaging is a two-step checking. After checking, the kits are covered with a shrink foil and put into a cold storage room for temporary storage until their distribution. Customers are served with the kit containing the appropriate components, instructions for use, and control report. The main activity of the synthesis business unit is the planning of so-called custom synthesis, the development of the technology, and the preparation of carbon-14 or tritium isotope-labeled compounds with the activity level required by the customer. Preparing a new material may take several months. The labeled compounds are predominantly used during research, development, and authorization of pesticides and pharmaceutical products. The detection of pesticide residues in food products and the environment is an important research area. Labeled compounds are important also in the metabolism and pharmacokinetic study of pharmaceutical molecules. The quality control of the products is performed by state-of-the-art analytical methods. Upon request, LC-MS, NMR and GLP analysis is also possible. The increased sensitivity of the analytical methods made human in vivo pharmacokinetic studies possible. These are so-called microdose studies, during which carbon-14 isotope-labeled drug candidate molecules produced under GMP conditions are administered to healthy volunteers. The tests can be carried out with such a small amount of material that the radioactivity of the sample causes negligible exposure. The synthesis business unit is ready to synthesize carbon-14 isotope-labeled compounds in its cleanroom for microdose studies. A valuable catalogue was compiled from the chemical compounds developed during several decades. Its carbon-14 isotope-labeled pesticide products are unique on a global scale. There are several intermediate products, intermediates, that are marketable on their own. These are used by radiochemists for further synthesis. For high activities, special target equipment is needed. The Radiation Technique Business Unit produces low and high activity Iridium-192 and Cobalt-60 radiation sources and deals with the re-encapsulating of radiation sources. There is a growing demand for non-destructive material testing. One of the most widespread methods is radiography, in which Iridium-192 plays a key role. The iridium sources are made by using metal wafers with the activity and geometry requested by the customer and with hermetically welded stainless steel capsule. The offered lifetime of Cobalt-60 radiation sources is usually 10 or 20 years. The radiation sources undergo leakage tests and surface contamination tests. The business unit can offer take-back service for the sources produced by our company, or can receive sources which can still be recycled. The other main activity of the business unit is the design, manufacturing and maintenance of irradiators. They manufacture research, calibration equipment for medical use and industrial irradiators. The control systems are designed with PLC. An up-to-date 3D planning system assists this work. Gamma irradiators are produced for industrial or laboratory use, depending on the needs of the customers. The Radiation Technique Business Unit manufactures A and BU type containers used for transporting radioactive materials, hot cells, storage boxes, whole body counters, radiation protection doors and walls, radiation survey meters, and radiation measuring instruments. The HK container family is an A-type package design suitable for the transportation of radioactive materials. These containers are designed either with through holes or blind holes. The container body is produced with lead shielding material, which is encased with stainless steel, while the outer packaging is a 200-litre steel barrel. In certain cases, customized containers can also be manufactured. There are various tests to check whether the containers meet the specific requirements or not. One of these is the drop test. Irradiators can be used for disinfecting medical devices and materials. When used for aging tests, the aim is to determine the safe lifetime of materials and equipment used in certain areas. This animation shows the safe operation of an industrial irradiator. The operation of the irradiator in practice. The success of research and development is the key to the future. The company deals with the R&D activity linked to the manufacturing of radioactive isotope products and other products applied in the field of healthcare, industry and agriculture. Research and development is centrally managed project activity carried out by high-level and committed experts of the business units. It covers 3 areas. 1. Developing new products or services and introducing them to the market. 2. Renewing the technologies and modernizing products already on the market, which enables a safer and more environmental-friendly way of manufacturing. 3. Contractual R&D and/or contractual production with strategic partners. The strength of the Institute of Isotopes Company Limited is that it is ready to tackle challenges even in the case of specific needs. Employees precisely follow rigorous safety standards when packaging the products. They put on the appropriate identification and safety labels and hand them over to the driver ready for delivery. Experienced professionals are ready to carry out their duties with the utmost care and precision. The driver prepares the vehicle and attaches signs in accordance with the requirements. Receives the packages and packs the vehicle, secures the freight and finally affixes a security seal. Before departure, it is measured and put on record that all radiation protection standards are met. To ensure fast and safe transport, the company transports its products with its own well-equipped vehicles and well-trained drivers to hospitals within the country and directly to the airport in case of exports. In addition to servicing the domestic market, the company has partners in more than 80 countries around the world. 80% of its turnover comes from exports. The products of the company are transported to every continent except for the Antarctic. The company actively participates in major exhibitions and conferences held in Europe and around the world. Its employees prepare the commercial and transport documents that comply with strict international standards. They have an important role in the marketing of special services. They also purchase and resell some foreign products to complement their own products to satisfy the most important export partners. The company works as a distributor for many important companies. Most of the products purchased from foreign partners for domestic marketing are radiopharmaceuticals. In addition to physical protection, attention is paid to radiation protection. The exposure released to the environment is continuously monitored and cannot exceed parts per million permissible health limit. State-of-the-art air filter systems ensure that only permitted amounts of harmful substances are released into the environment through the stack. The purity of the air released through the 80-meter-tall stack is determined by strict regulations. Compliance with these regulations is checked both by the company and the authorities. They work in this environment and they want to bequeath this environment to the next generations. The Institute of Isotopes Company Limited is committed to environmental awareness and sustainability. It makes all efforts to prevent pollution and strives to minimize environmental pressure. This way of thinking is essential for the future and for protecting the environment.